Happy New Year, y'all. This video was long overdue. I should have posted it the first of the month, but I don't got an excuse. We gonna keep my thing brief. So what's it called? New year, new month, 12, 12 months, 365 days. Well, by the time I'm recording, it's like 359. But the point is, it's a new year. Let's start it strong. Like today's a leg day. There's a certain things that I want to accomplish this year. I'm sure whoever's watching this has certain things they also want to accomplish. And I just feel like if we don't put our best foot forward, it's not going to happen, right? I know for me, right? One of the biggest things I want to do personally is I want to get a brand new car. I want to learn how to do muscle up. I'm not going too much into my goals because some things are just better just let it happen instead of just speaking it into existence. Granted, there's nothing also wrong with speaking it into existence, but at least for me personally, like right now as we're speaking, I know me personally, I know what my goals are. And I just feel like if you're not like striving towards those goals, what are we like really like working towards, you know? So that's my two thoughts on the whole situation. I'm not gonna promise to be more consistent because the one thing I don't want to be is I don't want to be someone who ends up breaking their promises. I will tell you guys though, I will make an effort. I'm at least gonna try to do two videos a week. I'm also gonna try to switch up the content because I also realize, like, my biggest thing is I don't want my content to end up being redundant. I don't know who zoomed in on me doing this, but I mean, I'm also trying to like switch it up so it doesn't always look like so like. I think it was probably my editor. Anyway, it's not really important right now. But the point is, like, so I don't want my content to become like stagnant. I like stale, you know? Like when I make something for you guys, I genuinely want it to be like, oh, I put my best foot forward. I'd record something right now, but I just feel like my face looks horrible, and I don't want you guys to see that, so I'm not going to. So thankfully, I have a bunch of stuff that I recorded from the last like couple weeks that I just haven't uploaded. So that's what you guys are gonna see. I don't know when's the next time you guys are gonna see me. Probably after like I go to the dermatologist. Completely random tangent, but my biggest thing is it's like 2024 wasn't a bad year for me, but I just know I want 2025 to be significantly better. Just because there's things I want to accomplish, there's people I want to meet, there's things I want to do. One of the biggest goals is obviously who doesn't want to make more money. I know that's one of my goals for me personally. So I can only imagine, like, if that's something I know I want to do, like, why wouldn't I put my best foot forward in order to accomplish it? As you guys can see, I'm doing a super set of RDLs and hip thrusts. I don't really, granted, having big glutes isn't necessarily a bad thing, but sometimes you just don't want to hear comments about that. I'm not saying I have big glutes. I've been told I have big glutes. But at least in regards to me, it's just like, what's it called? I mean, glutes pretty much move most things that you end up doing. And at least for me, I have a new split. So when I start recording me doing that new split, you guys are definitely gonna see like new stuff that I end up doing in comparison to like what I do now. So you guys are gonna just like uh, the point is it's a new year, so I want to do a couple of things a little differently, you know. So at least for me, that's exactly what I'm gonna do for the new year. I wanna like everything I learned from 2024. I wanna like ingrain it, and then I just want it to be like essentially like a whole new person. Well, not a whole new person, but like I've learned from what I did then, and I'm using it to help myself become a better person, if that makes sense. And that's essentially what my goal is for the new year. To essentially become a better person, closer to God. Because one thing I realized, if you don't really have God in the center of your life, it's a completely random tangent. But I'm just gonna talk to you guys. Like we're working out together, and this is my just thoughts and like day to day stuff. If you don't keep God at the center of your life, it's pointless. And if you guys don't believe, I I think you should really like consider it because there's no downsides to like honestly just having that, having someone to really talk to. Because granted, you can talk to your friends, you can talk to your significant other, you can talk to your parents, but it's just the relationship that you could potentially have with them just can't be explained, can't be described. So at least for me, I know definitely for the new year, I definitely want to try to improve my relationship with him. Definitely want to get closer to him. And I definitely want to get bigger and stronger, but that's been my goal for a while because I think I'm not gonna say what division I want to compete in, but I have been contemplating. Oh, should I compete? I just certain things I need to improve because if I were to do it now, I'd lose. And when I want to do it, I want to make sure like if I'm not coming in first, I'm coming in second. The thing is, what I've realized about coming in second as I got older, it means you are good, you're better than third, but you're not good enough to be first. And as crazy as that sounds, it's like I mean, it's just always something to improve on, you know. But that's just really like some that's it's low key like a slap in the face because it's basically like, oh, you were good, you just weren't good enough to be number one. So it's like I'm not even talking about legs at this point. So let me go back to what I'm doing. So, but that's just random tangent. But as you see, I'm doing some back extensions. Obviously, we're trying to build my spinal erectors. I tried it with that. Honestly, I'm just gonna stick to using the plate instead. This wasn't a horrible feeling, but it just felt weird on my neck. So I think I'm just gonna stick to the plate. Honestly, as you see, I use the plate right now, right then and there. I should have. Well, I guess I wouldn't know at the time, but now I could go significantly a lot heavier now than I could then. The thing is, it's kind of hard to overload on this exercise, which is why I don't do it too often. I'll probably have to find like some type of alternative. But yeah, it's kind of hard to overload on it, just because like, are you really gonna hold two 45s in your hand, and then once that gets too easy, are you gonna hold three 45s in your hand? And you're not. Good thing, like anything in life, there's alternatives to everything, right? So this isn't a bad exercise. Granted, a couple of gyms I know, Blink isn't one of them because Blink is kind of like slightly better Planet Fitness if we're being honest. But a couple of gyms I know, like for example, New York Sports Club. Well, it's in New York, so if you don't live in New York, this won't apply to you. But I'm sure like um any gym in like any high end city that has a decent price range would have something similar to this. Would be like would have a machine just strictly for like your back or your glutes or your hams. So that could be like a good alternative. But at least in the case of me, oh, funny. Before I go back to saying this, I actually messed up my knee doing Smith machine squats. And it's funny, the one day I decided not to wear my knee brace is when it happened. So for future references, if you guys don't listen to anything I've said, besides keep God first, I think that's one thing you guys generally should listen to. But besides that, if you don't, I feel like you should just always wear a knee brace or just strengthen your knee. Like, just because like I'm really feeling it now, and I got a cortisone shot, and you shouldn't get those. Cortisone isn't good for you. It messes up, makes your bones like tender. Tender isn't the word, but it just isn't the move like long term. And I've been kind of like contemplating what should I ever Smith. I'm always gonna Smith machine squat again. It's funny. I saw a video, and God forbid this ever happens to me, right? He was doing 5 plates and he injured himself. Granted, I've come to the place in my life where like back squatting isn't really like as important to me as it once was. Like obviously, I still have the goal of reaching 500 pounds, but I feel like once I do that, and then let's say I go to a different gym that has a hack squat, I don't think I'm ever gonna hack squat again. I mean back squat again. I'm just probably gonna strictly hack squat, and this is where you see like moments of disaster. And it's funny because I have like a weird pain tolerance, and like you just see me limping, and I'm grasping my knee. Anyway, I hope this was beneficial, and have a good day.